Hello, this is Mr. Beck. Welcome to part 5 of my video series on creating a game using Android. This is designed for my 8th grade Android programming class. In this video, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to take these gray Android buttons down here. We're going to swap them out for graphics that look a little better. So, the first thing we need to do is let's show you the graphics that I have set up. If I look under the res and then the drawable folder for this project, I've got two of them here, bac.png, and that is just, it's going to be our background for the button. And you can see it's just transparent here. That's what I went with, something that is a nice transparency, and it's got a size of 80 by 40. You want it to closely match the dimensions of your button, and I find that that's well and good there, 80 by 40. I've also got two arrows here, a left arrow, larrow.png, and rarrow.png. And those look like they're just a couple of arrows that I've doctored up here using, in this case, I used Photoshop, but we have access to the GIMP in class. A lot of times that's my graphic editor of choice. And I use Photoshop because I like the beveling and the glow and some of the stuff that it'll do. That particular arrow I used Photoshop for. So I've got two arrows, one pointing in either direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our res folder and we're going to drop down to where it says layout, and we're going to open up our activity main.xml, which is where we reference things like buttons, text views, our general layout, what elements are drawn to the screen, okay? And the two buttons I'm going to work with right now are button 1 and button 2, our left and right arrow. So I'm going to call this one, it's pretty simple. We've got what's called an image button, which works, it's similar to a button in pretty much all respects, except we can now use an image instead. And it just takes two further attributes here. And it's the Android, and look at this, Android : src, drawable, and then the arrow, right? And then Android : background, drawable, and then what you're going to use for the background. So those things need to be added in, swapping out for the button. And I'm going to go ahead and do that down here for my second button as well, except this one is now, right, L arrow. Okay. So the Android manifest here is, or excuse me, our activity main is now laid out. Let's drop to the main activity class where I have these two things. And let's take a look. So here's my button 1 where I'm setting the button pressed, and inside of Simple Bitmap, we work all of these things out. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make this image button instead of button here. Turns red. A quick Control-Shift-O is going to organize our imports and import image button for us. And of course, we are grabbing our button 1 from the layout file, and we're going to cast that this time to an image button. Simple. Everything else is going to work just the same. I'm going to come down here for button 2 and make that same move. Image button, image button. So now I've defined my image button here in the layout file, and I've switched out the regular button for an image button here. And when I run it, I'm going to go ahead and pause this while I do that. You can see that I have two buttons now on either side that are those arrows, and they function just like those arrows would. As I push the arrows, the ship rotates. Now, go ahead and let's take the thruster button in class and make it something unique, something that might indicate we are going to, who knows what you want to put there to make that work. But that's the upshot. When you finish with this particular lesson, you should have 3 image buttons along the bottom. And that's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching.